back to the Hooligans pitch.
Been a minute.
It's been a minute. Some things have happened. Some things have been announced. Some other things have not been announced, but are being rumored to be happening. So,
game on.
What are you drinking? Let's get back into it.
This is going to sound really sad. I was drinking an Aloha straight from Hawaii, but I ran out. So I'm just going to drink my... Oh, I didn't run out. I drank it all, but I'm just going to suck on the ice and we'll go from there.
That's okay. I went with a refreshing ginger ale for myself. What? Oh, you're the zero sugar game? I'm just
sugar. I hate it.
Really? I was gonna try it one time, but I just couldn't bring myself to do it. So.
It's not worth it. I'll take the 5
Good to know.
grams of sugar in there. Yeah. Well, Chad, it's been 2 weeks since we last spoke. We're on a 3-week hiatus from what feels like all football.
Basically.
You and I have both with our teams had these up and down periods, unsure of what is to come this season. You had a tough cup weekend, good regular season at the moment. Yeah, let's just get into, I think, the biggest news of the week, if you don't mind. Mo Salah announcing the farewell. Mutual agreement to depart ways from both club and the player. This feels... it's funny because last time we got on the pod, or maybe I don't think it was on the pod, it was off pod. I was talking about how without Mo Salah in the squad right now, we look kind of broken.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I want him to leave. And literally, was it this week we were talking about that? It was
this week, yeah.
And literally days later, the farewell happened. I was like, it just made me... the saying from The Office, you don't know you're in the good old days, so the good old days are gone. That's how it feels right now. His farewell video made me tear up a little bit. It was like, damn, 9 years. It's like, when you watch a player be like absolute best for very close to 9 years of that time, and it's very similar to Klopp, right? It's like the culture and the team was built around Klopp. Well, it was also built around Salah. And now I feel like after Salah leaves, it's like pure new era of Liverpool.
Absolutely.
And I think we'll see some of the same effect when Virgil goes, but not to the same caliber, right?
Yeah. I think some of that is, the goals, and especially the goals that Salah scored, create more memorable moments than, the big tackles and stuff. But
right. And no taking away from Virgil, but just going through the highlight montages of what Salah has done and going back in time and just seeing the absolute ridiculous goals he's scored. And you can just see how it's the I don't want to say the spark is missing this year, but definitely that extra step, the extra the agility or the pace that he had is just no longer there from what we're seeing. So to go back and see that 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3 years ago is just it makes you smile. It makes you feel good inside. But am I surprised? A little bit, but also like the writing was on the walls. So
yeah, I mean, he's only leaving a year before his contract would have been up.
Correct. Yep.
So I don't think there was ever going to be a renewal beyond that unless he somehow did continue his crazy form. But I think it's a little bit of a bummer to go out on just not a Mo Salah season, right? Like he's had moments this season, and he's certainly contributed to Liverpool. Like you said, it without him out there, it's feels different, feels worse. So he's still playing a role, but just not that one with full of highlights, and it doesn't feel like the proper send-off, I guess, to me. But
it doesn't. It is. I think a lot of this had to do with how this team was being managed this year as well.
Sure.
It does make you wonder if Slot did get canned in the winter window and Alonso was in. Would Salah be in this place right now? It's very hard to say. So it's bittersweet for sure. I do think you know, Salah has a couple years left, maybe in a different league, at least one or two, right? We'll see what ends up happening. But, I mean, the stats that we're leaving with Salah are just insane in the Premier League. I'm just going to go through a couple of them. And before Salah came into the league and really started to dominate, the stat lines and all-time scoring, assists, shots, whatever you want to call it, was just a spread of players. From Peel goals by an African to most goals assists in a 38-game season to most goals at Old Trafford to most Premier League goals for Liverpool to the most left-footed goals in the league to the only player who's ever scored a hat trick against Man United, who's ever scored 40 goals and assists in a season multiple times. Mo Salah is the only one that's done that, and now Mo Salah just has everything. You get on the list, it's goals, assists, player of the match all times, player of the month all times, most 10 assist seasons, it's all him. It's all him. And it's like
That's crazy.
It didn't feel like that in the last 9 years until you kind of go back and look at his availability and how many goals and assists he was actually putting up. I mean, he was having 50 game seasons and putting up numbers in the 40s. Which was on par with Messi. It was Messi, Ronaldo, Salah for those kind of twilight years for Messi and Ronaldo. So yeah, I mean, you make the argument, where does he stand in Premier League best all time? And of course, recency bias has something to do with it, but he's easily the best right wing in the Premier League that we've ever had. And then you get into the conversation of who's the best Premier League player of all time. He's got to be top 10. And then
he's certainly in there.
You magnifying glass it, and then you could argue, you know, top 5 and then go from there. But, you know, he still has a little bit of time left to leave somewhat of a legacy this season. So best we hope for is the team gets it together in these last, we got 8 games left and 7 games now. And, you know, fight for a Champions League spot and then see what we can do in Champions League itself. Because that is still, I fully believe, up for grabs. You know, I think there's 2 teams in there, Barcelona and Bayern, who are, I think, next level, but
scary.
It's a tournament, right? Anything can happen in a tournament. So, yeah, big news. What are your thoughts on the future of Mo?
You know, I've seen the rumors is either Saudi or MLS is getting thrown in there.
Yeah.
I feel like if MLS can place him in like a team in a nice area, he might be interested. But otherwise, I think the Saudi money just end your career on. I mean, he already makes a lot of money, but ended on even more money is, I think, probably hard to turn down.
Sure.
Unless he wants to try and, you know, increase his brand name, I guess, and that would be in MLS. But I just don't know if what level of competition you're looking for. I think they're probably pretty similar levels of competition. But over here, at least right now, you can still come up against a Messi. You can still come up against Son. Thomas Mueller's out here now. Like, there are some big names, so you could maybe have a little bit of those kind of showpiece matches now. So
Griezmann just got to Orlando.
Oh yeah, Griezmann. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool to see him over here. You know, if he wants to hang around a few years, Sac's getting a new stadium. We'll cheer you on.
Could you imagine Mo Salah in Sacramento? The dream.
So I mean, it'd be cool. It'd be nice to. I'll take any of the aging out old players over here. Like, you know, I get we don't see them at their prime, but you see how many people go to Inter Miami games just to see Messi play. And I don't know if Salah has that same effect, but he definitely has a pull. And I think if MLS teams can work out a deal, however they do their deals, I'm sure they're all putting their name in the hat to try and make it happen.
I mean, it's got to be, it's going to be California, New York, or Florida, right? What team exactly? Hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, Son is at LAFC, so I could see maybe Galaxy pushing for Salah.
Yep.
Because Inter Miami has Messi, Griezmann's going to Orlando, I think. So
Toronto. I mean, Toronto would be a good shout too. pretty big Muslim population there too, so I could see the pull. Yeah, it's a tough one. I want to see him in one more European league, like one more season, just not in a Premier League team, just to see if he still has it over there. And I think
like, I was gonna say like back to Italy or something for a little bit. Or...
Back to Italy is a rumor that's kind of been floating around.
Okay, yeah.
It wouldn't shock me if somehow Bayern Munich come into play here. If Elise is kind of on the move, you know, it wouldn't be necessarily an upgrade for Bayern. I don't think over that right wing position, but it wouldn't shock me if Bayern gave one more year to Mo, and I think that'd be really interesting. I'd like to see him in Germany. I don't think he's played in Germany.
I don't think so.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'd be interesting too. I don't know. This is a weird season for him to leave on what was a wild and successful ride. And you know, on my Christmas list, I did say, you know, I want Mo to leave this season and be happy. I think we're gonna get that. I think he's pretty content now. And I'm sure the fans are just gonna, you know, soak it in these last couple games. It feels like the Klopp situation. Whoa. Yeah, he just did a zoom in, zoom out there. It feels like Klopp leaving, except with much less pressure on the club right now. I mean, really, the only one who has pressure on them is Slot, right?
Yeah,
that's. So it'll be interesting to see what Slot does too in this situation. Because Mo kind of put him in a spot now, saying, "Hey, the fans are going to want to see me on my farewell tour," and we know Slot has been, I don't want to say Mo's worst enemy here, but I mean he's been his biggest critique, right?
Sure. But
and vice versa.
I think Slot just hasn't. He's struggled to find how to get the most out of Salah, which is kind of a wild thing to say because you figure you just kind of copy what Klopp did with Salah all those years, and it should work.
And what changed? Why are we like? What happened from this year to last year? I mean, it's it all comes
certainly like you miss the Trent Salah partnership that is going to be a big hole to fill, but I think there's enough between Szoboszlai playing right back as much as he does. It should be enough of that kind of creative fullback that Trent kind of was as well, and it should still kind of work out. But I feel like Salah is in a similar situation to Saka right now, where they both get stuck so far wide that it just teams, double, triple team them, and then unless you're like getting some crazy move past them or finding that gap to speed past, like it's so easy to block them out of the game. Which like we've said is pulls players to them, so that's should open up spots across the pitch, but I feel like Slot just has almost been okay with that being Salah's only role at times, which obviously Salah doesn't want to. He wants to score goals. He wants to get in those attacking positions. So, well,
it's like the Galatasaray game. We didn't play him out wide, and look what happened. We scored 4 goals, and we probably played our best game of the season.
So I think if hopefully Slot is seeing that, and his staff is seeing that, and at this point, if Ekitike's out long or at least a few weeks, there's only a handful of weeks left, so you need to get these wins to secure your place in Champions League. And if Salah wants to go on a final little farewell tour of scoring goals and hat tricks along the way, then figure it out. Let him do it.
Now's the time. We kind of need it more than ever in these last couple weeks. So, I guess we got a couple of weeks now to reflect and soak it in and hope everyone comes back from injury. Mo did say his favorite player, which again I do think had a lot to do with his success the last couple of years, was Darwin Nunez. And Darwin was actually asked about this the other day, if he'd ever come back to Liverpool, and he said absolutely. So I had this like dream that before Salah said this, like, wow, we're gonna bring Nunez back on like a low fee, and then Salah's gonna go right back to where he was. And unfortunately, we won't get to see that happen. But
surprised you said Darwin. I thought it would have been Firmino, honestly.
Yeah, he said Darwin, and I feel like I know why, because Darwin is a just psychopath sprinting menace who took so much attention away from Mo.
Oh yeah,
and butterfly effect. If Nunez doesn't hit the post 5 times in a game, where we would be today.
Yeah.
Crazy. It's crazy. But here we are. Well, Mo's leaving.
I mean, yeah, it'll be a bummer to see him go, but it was coming at some point. So I guess it's better to know now for sure.
Yeah, part of me I do kind of wish it was at the end.
Yeah.
Because now the focus is slightly on Mo leaving, which, not a bad thing. I get it. You want the fans to recognize it and you want to feel that from the crowd, but he did what he did, and this is where we're at. So let's make the best of it.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's move on. Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Sorry. We're just gonna talk sad things for the first part of this.
Get them out of the way. Yeah.
And then, gosh, I don't even know what's happy for us right now. But let's go to the Carabao Cup, Chad. Take it away. You did.
It was disappointing, to say the least. I don't think it was the worst loss we could have had.
Sure.
Personally, I think if we would have lost the game against Everton before going on this month stretch of not playing EPL games, that would have done more damage. But this was I think just a Pep out managing Arteta game.
It sure looked like that.
Yeah, because first half I thought was pretty good from an Arsenal perspective. I think City had 1 shot on target, and that was pretty late in the half. And Arsenal had their moments. Probably should have got Havertz to score that goal, or at least Saka to get that rebound goal, but couldn't find it. But overall, I felt like first half was, swayed Arsenal's side. Not that Arsenal was overly attack heavy or anything, but was keeping the ball well, and City was struggling to kind of deal with some of the movements and everything. And then, second half comes, and it was just felt like a different game entirely. It was like Arsenal felt so slow, where City then started to feel a little bit quicker in their passing and movements. And then we go into this 20-minute stretch of just pure City, pinning Arsenal back, which I don't know if we've seen it all this season of any team to do that to Arsenal, at least for that long. And it was just Arsenal couldn't string a pass together. Any clearance just went straight back to a City player, and they're back on the attacking front. And even before any of the goals came, I was sitting there, I was like, well, I think a goal is coming, just because it's pure relentless pressure, and Arsenal's not really dealing with it. And sure enough, an unfortunate goalkeeping mistake opens that door.
Isn't it kind of weird to you that Kepa got the start here?
It is, and that's been a lot of the talk amongst Arsenal fans even before the game. It was Kepa's played all the cup games, he's got us here, so he should keep it. But then David Raya's been our keeper in every other game, and honestly such a key role to how Arsenal wants to play. So I think I would have done Raya just because Kepa is not the same distributor as Raya.
And you don't owe Kepa anything.
And yeah, that's it too. Is like when you signed on, they probably told you, yeah, you're backup and like you'll get cup games. Um, and I think while this is between all the four competitions that Arsenal was in, probably the lowest on the list.
Sure.
I think it is a good, I mean, it's a trophy, first of all, just to kind of get that pressure off a little bit, but then it also, I think, would instill that belief of like, oh, we went into a big game with trophy on the line, won it, and that might be that push to get through the end of the season, deeper in the Champions League, whatever. So yeah, I think thanks for getting us here, Kepa, but when it comes down to it, it's got to be the first team, right?
I mean, you had everyone else in that game. First team was essentially in that game outside of Timber, right? But was Timber?
Yeah, he was injured.
He was injured. So I mean, I'm not saying your keeper is going to make or break this team, but when you're a team like Arsenal, who rely on a quick-footed keeper who makes, great decisions a majority of the time, rarely screws up. And then to have the first goal of this game happen because of a screw up is just like, that can't feel good. And like when you look on the flip side and you see City's playing Trafford instead of Donnarumma, I get it. I get it a little bit, right? Because they brought Trafford in to be the number one, and then got outed by Donnarumma strictly because he was available. So like I get why Pep went with Trafford here. City has won, I don't need to count all the trophies in the last X amount of years, and Arsenal has won one trophy in the same amount of time as Arsenal or as City's dominance. So like Arsenal, I think in my mind, should have done everything possible to make themselves win this game with the best team possible, and that was the one player that stood out, and unfortunately the one player that made a critical error. Not saying that Arsenal couldn't have scored. They could have done different things, taken more chances, taken more risks, whatever you want to call it. It's just when it was so obvious that it was his mess up, it's hyper focused, and now all the what ifs come out.
Yeah, and I mean it was kind of a hindsight thought for me, but you know, a season ago when Arteta was saying, oh, I wish I was brave enough to sub a goalkeeper. Like this was maybe that time, even before that goal went in, where Kepa came out of the box and like didn't really do anything with the ball and just kind of forced Doku to the side and got the yellow. Like I think those moments where it is kind of a split decision. I don't know a lot of Kepa's play, but from most of the highlights that pop up on my feed of, his time before Arsenal and everything, those split decision kind of moments were never one of his strong suits. I think he's pretty good at shot stopping and, protecting his goal. But I think when you're in a game like this, you see your keeper come out and not confidently deal with a ball like that. That's where I want Arteta to do what you want to do. Be more brave and be like, you're scaring me a little bit, Kepa. We're pulling you out. Raya, get in there. Not to say that would have changed anything, but I think it's just Raya is so important to playing out of the back, and I think that's why you saw City just not pressing, because they know Kepa doesn't have the same distribution and accuracy in his kicks, and why waste energy pressing this keeper when we can just stand and look at each other for like a minute, and it's he's gonna get tired of that, or the defenders will, and just like hoof it up the field, and then you're right back on the attack. So I don't know what happens in the coaching discussions there of like, Was Arteta just trying to go bigger brain than Pep and couldn't figure it out? Because I feel like you see they're keen to stand off and let Pep have the ball, but then Arsenal wasn't even really giving him any passing options, right? Like
No movement.
it was just his defenders and Zubamendi that came back. Saka kind of came back, but was just like floating in this open space where one was going to require a pretty accurate pass, and two was probably covered well enough, by City's defensive line. So I think they just had to make some tweaks and get more bodies available for something to happen, but they just didn't. And then, yeah, that 20-minute period goes on where it's just like Arsenal's pinned back, can't make a pass, can't do anything, which is not like the first time I've seen Arsenal just sloppy on the basics like that, which always makes me wonder, like, what are we doing in training, right? Like, I get like you're not probably having defined passing drills, like these guys are all professionals, passing is in almost like every facet of the game, so like it comes with it, but it's just those moments where it's like you can't connect a few passes, or like passes are inaccurate, and it's just like that can't be at this level. It can't be that way.
Do you remember when Liverpool ran that passing drill against United in the game a while ago? That's a great example of what Arsenal should have tried to do. Was just kind of push up, bring it back, push up, bring it back, and just find until they could find an open lane with a runner. And to be fair, City threw 4 guys up front and just made a defensive line first. They had multiple defensive lines, and Arsenal looked like sheep. They looked like deer in headlights. They said, "What
do we do?"
Like, they're not pressing us. Well, what do we do? I don't know, man. People are saying Pep just gave a blueprint for teams in these last 7 games on how to, defend Arsenal if they're trying to play out the back. It's going to be interesting to see if teams can do this, and if Arsenal are prepared for this to have this come against them. Part of it makes me believe that this was just an intimidation factor, and Arsenal was intimidated by City. Mm-hmm. And now say Everton, or I guess Everton, they just played Everton, whatever. Say Everton is the team doing that to them. I don't think Arsenal is going to allow that. I think they'll say, "You idiots, what are you doing? Like, we'll just go around you."
I think too, like having David Raya on the ball there,
sure,
his passing is just more accurate. His delivery is much quicker than Kepa was doing on the day. So I think it was certainly a mix of the pressure and nerves of being in a final and trophy on the line, and it, of course, being against not only Man City but a Man City team that's 9 points off, but still has a game in hand, still has you to play, so it kind of right on your heels. I think it was I think just a little bit of failures in a few departments, but it would have been great to win it and relieve some of that pressure. But now the players, I think they're gonna have to just kind of take it on the chin and use this to push forward, because now the comments of Arsenal gonna bottle the league, it's gonna be every single week now. It already was, but even louder now, because you had a moment to ease that pressure, or at least like have something to show for it, and you didn't really even step up. First half was good, but again, like I said in the Discord, I think if you come out, especially in a cup final against City, and you're not on the front foot, you're just giving City time to get into the game and make something happen. And, for it to be pretty much 2 of the same goal, one of them with a lot of luck on it. But it's a bad look, and it's it's putting more pressure on you for these final weeks than you should have had. But they're gonna have to deal with that. They're gonna have to, as Arteta said, use that fire in their bellies and have some good weeks ahead, which I hope so. I mean, again, I think if you're losing any of these competition games, this is the one you would want to lose. Like, you
Sure.
want everyone. It's the Carabao Cup is that one where it's like no one really cares about it until they're in the final, and if they win it, and then if not, it's like, well, it's whatever. It's not the FA Cup. Like, at least people kind of care about that. Champions League, like, obviously is huge, and and Premier League. So I think it's not a good loss, not a good performance. But if you're losing one, that's the one to do. And as long as they can take this and just use it as like motivation of like, well, we've been nervous for, call it 3 years, right? Like, being in second, being in first for long periods of seasons and not getting over the line. Like, I would hope that just being in a final shows them that they can get to these places. And yes, again, while you didn't cross that line, I think maybe getting this defeat out of the way early and not getting over the line will be that little bit of a shake to be like, fuck that noise. Let's like lock in and just go for this last 2 months.
I mean, I hope their mentality for their own sake here is hopefully motivating by this loss. Yeah. I think honestly, if Arsenal played anyone else in this final and they lost it, the noise wouldn't be as loud. But because it was City and they're right behind him in the table, and City's always the one catching them, it blew it up into not more than what it was, but it definitely, gosh, I feel like other teams in this scenario wouldn't have played all their first team players. Mm-hmm. I feel like you might have seen a little bit more of a mix up with the squad selection, but both teams decided to go for it outside of Kepa. And I don't think the outcome is too surprising. I don't think it's like, wow, like Arsenal lost to City 2-0. Like, what the hell? Like, that's not the storyline here. That's not the headline we're looking at. It's just the way City beat Arsenal. And the way, I guess, Arsenal looked like a shell of themselves. If you would have told me Arsenal was top of the table after watching that game, I would have said, how? Right?
Absolutely.
So, I mean, what, you got a month till you got City again.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see if Pep rolls out.
I'm really intrigued by what that's going to look like now.
Because was this a Kepa tactic, or was it an Arsenal tactic? Right?
Probably a little bit of both.
Sure.
I think we'll see something similar, but I think there'll be a little bit more pressing if it's David Raya back there. But I don't think they'll alter this too much. Like, you came out in the second half and kind of had your way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need to do too much. Obviously, you'll plan for Arteta and his staff to make some tweaks and try and counter you, but this worked so well. I don't think you need to like do too much.
Were you audible at all during these times of just no movement, no nothing? Because I was going like what is happening right now? Like, I was just like, I'd never really seen anything like this before.
No, it was strange to, especially that like 30 seconds or a minute where it was just like Kepa on the ball and City's line just staring at him. It's like, for a second I thought like the ref blew the whistle for a foul or something, just because there was no movement at all. And it was weird to see. I mean, a great call by Pep to do this and just surprising that Arsenal couldn't figure it out at all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we come back from international break against it's FA Cup first, but then it's Bournemouth. So we'll have to see if either one of those teams want to try this out. I don't know. I mean, if this is the new tactic to defeat any team that wants to pass out of the back, then there's another thing that Pep has given the game.
Gosh, man. You're probably right. We're going to be together that the weekend City and Arsenal play. I was going to ask you, what time's your flight? Do you know? Out of Denver?
Out of Denver. Off the top of my head, I think 11 or something.
I think this is a 7:30 Mountain Time game.
Oh, okay.
So, I think we'll be able to watch that game together, hopefully pre-airport. But hey, we'll try to bring you some good luck and team effort in this one.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, gosh, it's just getting down to crunch time. We're almost here. I mean, I'm looking at 3D prints of trophies, Chad. It's go time.
Whoa, it is coming.
It's coming. We got some trophies to make and some winners to crown.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we'll see. It's, like I said, disappointing, but probably on the bottom of my list of things I wanted Arsenal to do this season. So
sure, yeah, it's like it's just bitter. Like if you guys wouldn't have made the final at all, this would be a non-factor, non-story. But
I was surprised. I forget the stat exactly, but it was the first meeting between first and second in the Premier League in the final for I want to say 30 years or something like that. So, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. A lot of teams don't play their starters the whole way, and I guess historically your B and C squad is not the highest of quality, like a sub A squad.
I mean, who won it last year? Was it Newcastle?
I think that's the one they took last year. Yeah.
Yeah. Remind me who they beat.
Oof. Don't know.
Was it Liverpool? Did we lose that final? We did 2-1.
Oof.
But I mean, see, I only knew that because I, watched it. But you go back to 2024. I think we won it. I think Liverpool won it. Yeah. All right. Let's go one more. We'll do one more. Let's go.
One more.
To 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. My head says United, but I don't think that's right. Final answer.
Oh, you paused on me.
Uh-oh. Am I back?
Yeah, you look good now.
My head says Man United, but it doesn't feel right.
Well, your head is correct.
That was 23? Oh, that's
23. Man U with a 2-0 win over Newcastle.
Oh, let's go one more. I don't know why I have this knowledge in my head. Okay, this is where it's going to get tricky. I mean, I feel like it's got to be City now or something. No, not City. Give me one more. Can I get a hint?
One of the teams you've already mentioned.
Oh gosh.
And it's not City.
I already mentioned. Is it Liverpool again?
Liverpool, but who'd they play?
Dude, I think I was giving blood watching this game. Who did they play?
They won it.
They play United?
No, Chelsea.
I was giving blood. See, it's fuzzy. I don't have it all. It was fuzzy. I was giving blood
excuse
though.
for that one.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Maybe it does mean a little something if I could remember the last couple, but
Yeah. I mean, I think from like fan perspective, yes, it means something. It's a trophy. It's just one of those big mid-season exciting games, I guess, right? Like
yeah. Isn't it
but
kind of
then,
a weird shaped trophy too? Yeah, it's like it's the little guy.
it's Did you see the lighting for the trophy lift and everything?
No.
It looks, I don't know who did the lighting, but like it was weird. Like it looked like underlit, so everyone looks kind of evil.
Oh yeah, it's like the shadows are on the top half of the faces.
Yeah, I don't know who planned that, or if the top lights just didn't turn on or something.
I don't like when they do the raising from the stands either.
No, yeah,
I've never been a fan of that. They should be on the pitch, but
absolutely.
Interesting. All right. Well,
Anyway,
what other news we got, Chad? I think big news came out today was Everton trying to see why.
asking questions.
Yeah, asking questions about why Chelsea wasn't docked points for their breaches while Everton and Forest were. And I'd like to know the answer too. I
agree.
Do you have? Maybe I don't have enough info about.
Yeah, I haven't looked like too closely at it, but from the Reddit comments, people are saying, "Oh, because Chelsea self-reported their wrongdoing, that's why it was a little bit lighter punishment and like a deferred transfer ban." But either way, you still broke the rules.
You messed up.
Yeah.
Where's the accountability here?
If anything, you self-reporting is great. Thank you for doing that. But I think with the precedent of Forest and Everton in like the past 2 or 3 years, I think even Leicester got hit with the point deduction in the last few years because of this. So I just to self-report and like avoid that feels wrong. And I'm fully with Everton, and I'm assuming Forest and Leicester are, if not already asking questions, about to as well, because why should Chelsea get a break here? Like I think the fine was like $10 million or something, and like the transfer ban sucks, but you got 2 years until it happens.
And you got players on these long contracts. So, like, what is it? Yeah. Like, who are you realistically bringing in that is going to improve the squad, right? You're kind of already locked into the team you got. So, I'm with Everton on this one. And especially Everton right now, I think they're trying to push for this because they're right outside of a top 4 qualification. If you drop City points right now, let's just what did Everton get that 1 year? 10. It went from like 6 to 10 and then back to 6 or something. So I mean, if you take 6 points off of Chelsea right now, Everton moves up easily to 7th place, and then they're 3 points out of a Champions League spot. So I mean, I get why they're doing this, and it's a valid reason to push for legal actions. I don't believe I don't think anything's gonna happen, which sucks.
I don't think so. Yeah.
But that's just where they are. Hey, beat Chelsea on the pitch, right? I mean, you guys play. I think. Oh, that's right. It was 3-0 2 weeks ago. So last week. So that's gotta feel good. That's gotta.
Definitely, yeah, and like they're in a great position. I feel like they've kind of quietly had a really good season.
Just defensive stronghold with like not
like,
a ton of goals being output, but enough.
Like they're just kind of chugging along, but I think it's not even a team I really hear too much about, outside of when Arsenal's playing them, or like now in the news with this. But that's kind of a good spot to be, I think. especially with the recent years of all the punishments and just turbulence of like ownership and everything. I mean, yeah, sitting at 46 points, right outside of Europe. Like,
They have the third lowest goals allowed in the league,
dang.
but they're only +2 differential. So
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's not, they're not lighting it up necessarily, but I think David Moyes, he's sees the squad he has and knows how to get the best out of them, and I think it's working, and keep it rolling. I think you got to keep pushing. They seem to kind of go on these runs of like a handful of wins and then a loss or two. So come at the end here, but they got Brentford, Liverpool, West Ham, City, Palace, Sunderland, Tottenham. A handful of winnable games in there. So we'll see. We'll see where they end up. But yeah, I don't think they're gonna get any real answers from the Chelsea thing. I think it's, since it was already kind of like announced and decided what Chelsea's punishment was, I don't think anyone's going to go back on their word or add any additional punishment, unfortunately.
Yep. Quick Tottenham news, because we don't really need to dig into where they are on the table and what they've been doing on the pitch. We all know.
Bad.
But Tudor's father passed away this past week, and he is expected to be on leave from the club. Now, this is giving a pathway to separation, which I feel like in this next 2-3 weeks it's just going to happen. I would be shocked if he is back coaching this team by the time we are back to playing games. Obviously I feel for Tudor in this way, but if you're looking at Tottenham side, you're like, okay, like his mind is not with us, right?
Sure.
He is doing something. He's just not there. And then you have Pochettino the other day saying, I miss English football with the World Cup around the corner.
Yeah, hang on, buddy.
And I'm going, oh, God, is Tottenham going to offer this guy his job back? And I won't lie. I think there's a chance that could happen.
I think so, but I think, or at least I hope, there's some stipulation of like I have to see out my World Cup duties here.
Dude, he has to. He there's no.
Or he's like, I've been seeing the news. This World Cup's going to be a shit show. Get me out.
That's my fear. That's my fear. And it wouldn't shock me if Tottenham comes in, swoops him out from under us, and then somehow Tottenham stay up. I just feel like that'll happen. So the butterfly effect of all these things in the league right now is just fascinating. With 7 games left, I feel like we're going to see major changes to clubs at the end of this season. From top down. Like Pep, this could be Pep's last season. Slot might be gone by the end of the season. Tottenham could get relegated, but they also might bring back a former manager who's about to coach our club for the World Cup in 2 months. It's bizarre. It's really bizarre. So yeah, that's all the Tottenham news I just wanted to say.
Yeah, I mean, I will give Forrest the shout outs. It was a must-win game for both teams, and they looked like the only one that knew that. So
yeah.
But beyond Pochettino, I see De Zerbi is
True.
being rumored, which that feels like a even more of a train wreck to me, honestly.
I get the hopes, right? Because he did great things with Brighton, and
I think if you're gonna go De Zerbi and even maybe Pochettino, it has to be after this season, because I don't know that either of them can come in and have the know-how to like get a team in the worst form to survive for 7 games. Like,
Yeah, they lose one
they're
game, they're
both
gonna go. "Phew."
yeah, and they're both just more, attacking managers, which on one hand could be, help Tottenham out, but I
Well,
think there's just so many other big problems. So basically, Tottenham has to find a way to survive to get either one of those options. So good luck.
look, when Sean Dyche is saying,
That's what I know.
you know, there's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, Chad. I want to end this segment with the meme of the week. I think we got a list.
It's been fire.
There's been so much, but I think there's a clear winner. I do.
You think so?
I think so, and I'll name the one that I think stands out from all the rest because it's been a little while since we've talked. It's really meme of the 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Morocco, your African Cup champion. Come on, man. In a legal battle, the judge has ruled that Morocco has won.
Yeah. The extra time never ended. We were still playing. We just didn't know.
By a score of 3-0, by the way. They ruled it 3-0.
It's fair.
What do you think? Is that trophy going to somehow end up back in Morocco's hands? Is there going to be a World Cup matchup between... I'm crossing my fingers. People have done the math, and there is a chance that they meet up.
I think, as much as FIFA and all the tournament organizers never want to say they weight any of the balls, this is the time.
Dude. This will be the most viewed outside of the final game in the World Cup. Barring a Brazil-Argentina semi, something like that. But this will be a must-watch matchup. I can't believe the ruling. I can't believe you can do that.
And so far removed from that game, right? Like,
3 months. We're 3 months out.
Yeah. That I get, like, this is probably the correct decision, walking your team off the fields in protest. I get it. That feels like a forfeit and, a disrespect to the game and your opponent. So I think this is probably the outcome that it should have been. But for this game to have gone on, finished, everyone kind of forgot about it, at least in the Western world here. It feels a little bit silly to go back on it.
People thought it was a joke when the news got released because it looked like a joke. If that happens, I think you got to call. You can't let a team come back after that long.
Yeah,
if the ref would have said game over, I would have respected the decision. I would have understood it. Senegal wouldn't have been happy about it, and I think there would have been possibly another court battle, whatever you want to call it, about this game. Morocco should have refused to play. Yeah. Right? But they said, sure, game on. And I think when you say game on like that, whatever happens on the pitch needs to stand.
That's true.
To see is it Diaz? Was he the one that missed the PK? Was that his name?
Was that him?
Diaz.
I think it was. Right? Brahim Diaz or something?
Yeah. Brahim Diaz. Oh gosh, it is Diaz. Yeah.
3 months ago. So
when the news got released, though, about this, he was seen on Madrid sideline, like clapping to the fans, saying like he won, and he was like, "Yeah, like we did it." And I'm just like, "That's crazy. That's crazy."
Yeah. I get what these, tournament wins do for each country's, soccer federation and all that, but on the player level, that's gotta be such a weird, what do Senegal players got to send their medals back, or is like FIFA sending in the hit squad to come get these medals by force? Or even if you're Moroccan player, here's your medal from 3 months ago that we just decided you won. Do you feel like you won that now, or does it just like go in your junk drawer because it's like not really I don't know. It's a weird one. It's hilarious because I don't think anyone expected this to come back around.
No, it's an insane outcome, and the hopes are now we get to see these two teams play each other in 3 to 4 months time, and I mean, it's just crazy. Morocco was beloved 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Right? We were all rooting for Morocco. They made the semifinals, correct me if I'm wrong, in the World Cup.
I believe so, yeah.
And now they feel like the team that is, I don't want to say the most hated team in the world right now, but pretty close. It's probably close.
Yeah, I think, last World Cup, I think they felt like an underdog for the most part.
For
right?
sure.
And that's why people like them, because you could see that fight and everything. And then they were getting the big results. But I think, after this whole tournament and
Towelgate,
how the final went, and all these little things, it just tarnished the reputation a little bit. But man, I hope we get a rematch, because it's going to be so spicy. They're going to need like 6 refs out there just to keep everyone calm and on the field. Because, man, that's, if they do it, I want them to have the trophy there, and winner gets the trophy,
I mean, right, that's where we're at right now. Replay the game, right? Because, I mean, we might as well see it again. Or let's go straight to PKs. Like, there's no way either team is going to agree to this. Yeah. Senegal is going to say we won on the pitch. Morocco is going to say you left the pitch, we won in court, and then we're just back to square one. So, if this matchup happens in the World Cup, I would like to see the team say winner takes home the trophy. Come get it. Come get it. That's what Senegal's saying. Take it from my hands.
Yeah.
Fun one. What a fun one. I mean, that's meme of the week for me. Again, we had a lot of good ones in here too.
That one is it was just crazy. You couldn't write a better meme, right? Like,
that was so funny.
There's some other bangers in here.
Oh yeah,
Turkey doing his little pose for the camera.
Tudor finding the other bald man, thinking it was Slot. That was like,
it's pretty good.
That was awesome. Shaking the guy who he's like, what do you want from me? I mean, Michael B. Jordan becoming the first Premier League owner to win an Oscar. That's solid. What else we got here?
I feel like, while we maybe didn't pay as much attention throughout this season, I feel like it was not this fruitful of memes, even when we weren't really paying attention. And now it's just like the floodgates are open.
The Discord is helping. I think they're helping find some of these things too. And it's just great. I mean, that's easily probably our most popular channel outside of general banter. It's just all the hilarious stuff going on right now, and it needs to be seen. It needs to be talked about, and that's what we're doing now. So, I think we're gonna get some bangers in the next 7 weeks.
Oh, for sure.
We got some time, and then World Cup. I mean, I hope we get positive memes in that one. I'm a little skeptical on what is to come, but take what we can get.
Let's get through this season first, and then it's just a nervous hope for a smooth, safe World Cup for everyone.
Jeez, man!
If you can afford to go, which no one can, so.
It's insane. Yeah, it might be a couch World Cup for me.
I'm thinking so.
Unless I can find some like bootleg tickets.
Yeah, that's like the only hope.
Like day of type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
we'll see.
All right, Chad. I think that's a good spot to end. Solid talk. We'll be back here 2 to 3-ish weeks, unless something crazy happens and we need an emergency pod. But I think the emergency came a couple days ago, so we got it out of our systems. Here we are, 7 weeks left. Let's grind.
Full steam ahead. Yep.
All right, with that, Hooligans pitch. We're out. Peace.